and welcome to the Calldrip Connection. I'm Forrest, your host, and this is, I believe, episode number 4. I haven't been doing this for a very long time, but it's been fun. But there's been some great insights taken from some of these conversations, and I'm super excited today to introduce Keith. Keith is over our international accounts and is based out of Leicester, England. So welcome, Keith. I know time zones for us, usually early morning for me, late in the afternoon for you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yep, just after 4 p.m. today. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, great. So I know you and I have been having conversations this week, and you're having like a record week for temperature. So that's not normal over there, right?
Yeah. Well, can you see my face? It's a little bit brown. Is it red or brown?
Yeah, a little red.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not rained for 2 days now, which is good. Even though it's middle of June. And the next 7 days is mid 70s to 80s. So it's classed as a heat wave in the UK. So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're able to get a little sun this week. So give us just a little bit of your background. And, obviously I've worked with you, I don't even know now, 8 years, 9 years, maybe. I don't even know how long it's been. But, what motivated you to join the team and how did you come aboard Calldrip?
Yeah, I think it's been 9 years now. I know. Yeah, I think it's 9 years coming up to 10, possibly. I think in total I've been working with Calldrip for 13 years now. Because obviously, where I was last employed, Cambria, they use the tool. So yeah, I think I've been employed. Well, working with the tool for about 13 years, and I remember meeting up with Kobe one day in London, who said, if anything arises where you can possibly join the team, I've been working with you guys for 3 years by then. And, I was lucky because Calldrip was in its infancy, without a doubt. There was no reporting as such. There was just a main calls page. So no real data. And, I was on calls every single day with the dev team, Josh, definitely every day, Brock, and obviously you and Kobe. So yeah, I seen the vision. I liked it and the way you wanted to go, and yeah, great leadership, and that's why I didn't hesitate on coming on board.
Yeah, and it's been a fantastic journey, and you're absolutely fantastic to work with, and you feel more like a brother than a fellow employee or friend even. So yeah,
same on me. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So tell me some of the things that you've seen change in the tool that really stand out to you from 12, 13 years ago to today.
What, in the tool specifically?
Yeah, or the way that we use it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think back in the day when we first had the tool as an activity page, really, well, it's called calls page back in them days, and obviously you had the call come in, you had the inquiry come in and everything. It could be outbound, which is additional inquiry, or it could be inbound call and stuff. And that's about as much as you got. You got some data on the users who answered the call and stuff like that, but you didn't really get much data out of it. Primarily, it's a speedy response tool. It ticked the box for what we wanted, a speedy response tool. We spin around digital lead within seconds, and then obviously the agent's speaking to the consumer within 10, 20, 30 seconds, whatever, taking them out the market, giving them the wow factor. That was fast, whatever. You hear them every single day. So that's what it was back then. What it is now is a beast, and we can do anything we want with it. The dealers have everything at their exposure. From day one of me coming to the States, I said to everyone, it's a data hub. And that was 10 years ago. Now it's a massive data hub. What the dealers can get out of it now is they can know everything what's going on in their business within minutes. And obviously we've got automated reports going out, all that kind of stuff as well. So they don't even need to log in. But yeah, it's a complete data hub now, Forrest.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. In fact, had an incredible meeting with your assistants because you are our data expert here at Calldrip, and cross every T and dot every I with everything that you do. Had a fantastic meeting where you helped me put some data together to show, I think, a data set for close to 30 businesses. And across those 30, we can show everything from, how many calls came in for each department, how those calls were handled, how many appointments were set. um, and speed of response is obviously still there, and that's really what we're known for. But when you look at the entire data set, it's incredible, and it blows people away. I mean, at corporate offices, they're like, "Are you kidding me? You can give me this much insight into everything." So, what kind of trends are you seeing or noticing on how customers are now leveraging Calldrip and maybe the data to make adjustments inside of their business?
I think there's definitely an increased focus on accountability and performance. Definitely. Consistent follow up as well. Because obviously consistent follow up, fast follow up is high close rates for sure. Operational insights also allows the business to refine processes, leverage off sentiment and AI scoring what we do as well. And like data-driven coaching, training, all that kind of stuff. So rather than them relying on assumptions as such, somebody telling them something, managers now can coach the team on real data. That's what we're seeing at the minute. That's what the dealers are going in for. That's what they want to get out of the tool. Some dealers in specific here, they have daily reports and they want all the scoring and coaching. And, they then segment it out, and then they take the agent away and says, right, okay, on this KPI, why are you falling down? On these, you're hitting 88%. On these ones, you're only at 33%. And off the back of that, obviously, we're seeing increased performance. So yeah, it's definitely working. But yeah, more accountability for sure. That's good.
So when you look at volumes inside of the account, calls, outbound calls versus inbound calls versus texting, what are just some basic takeaways that you're seeing as trends of how people are using the tool?
Well, call volumes remain strong and very high, yeah, on internet leads without doubt. But texting is becoming the preferred for many, I think, and especially for younger people on mobiles and that kind of stuff. And I think, obviously we do both. And you look at the data of how many connections were made on the phone. I sent a report out earlier. 78% connections were made when they spoke to a consumer rather than hitting voicemail, but they also do SMS. And the ones they hit voicemail, 44% of those engage via SMS. So they're closing the net on these leads where they're not speaking to the consumers. So SMS is definitely an option. I think it will be the preferred option in many years to come, as I said, with the younger people and definitely the people on the mobiles. But I think this is like the rise of like a hybrid automated kind of workflow, because, the business wants an instant connection, yeah, and obviously through a call, primarily through a human calling, but with the convenience of a text as well. So, an automated text or whatever, and we do the automated text voice where it's voicemail and automated text go out. So they'd want that as well. We do an automated text as well, where when an inquiry first comes in, we send an automated text saying, right, we'll be calling you shortly from this number. So the consumer is fully aware that they're going to get a call from that number. They're going to pick it up because they know it's going to be XYZ dealership and hopefully engage. And if they don't engage, we then send a text out when they hit voicemail as well. So a dealer wants that. They want that process from start to finish, and they don't want any more manual work for the teams. So I think call and text is the best way, and I think it just gives the business a smarter omni-channel engagement without doubt. But I can definitely see text being, the primary contact further down the years to come for sure.
Yeah, and all the statistics point to exactly what you're saying. So I'm really excited about broadcast. We just had a customer use it for a really cool use case where he was inviting them to basically join. He had bought a particular brand, and that brand has an app and a registration for warranty, for everything. And he broadcasts out. So kind of talk through, what you're seeing, because I know you've been using some broadcasts in the UK. Yeah. And they're utilizing it. What kind of results and that process from when we launched broadcasts 6 months ago, maybe, to what we've already identified that we've changed inside of the tool to being able to upload lists and things like that. So how are some of your customers utilizing it?
Well, I think first of all, it changes now, doesn't it? Because obviously, like we said, the automated text or whatever, no one likes the manual intervention. No one likes that. But this is going now from, I think, one-to-one to one-to-many, because on the broadcast you can send to 50, 100, 200, 1,000 or whatever it may be. So that will automatically accelerate the follow-up on specific leads or campaigns or whatever it may be. It'll be faster, it'll be more consistent, which means high conversion rates, definitely. And it will create, well, it depends how you use it, but it will create new opportunities from old leads, because, well, as I do, an agent may mark something down as closed if they can't reach them the first or the second time. They'll put it in the diary down in the diary for 7 days. Obviously, you're not going to reach them in 7 days' time. So they mark it down as closed. Then they can run what's the word called I'm looking for, Forest? A lost opportunity report. And then obviously they can pump it all into the template and then send out the SMS, as I said, as one-to-many, and then obviously assign it to the VA if they wish. And yeah, it's all automated. It takes minutes to do, and you'll be engaging with consumers. From what I'm seeing here, we've done a couple of campaigns. One's been a tactical campaign where it was off commercial vehicles. And it was a high amount of discount off a commercial vehicle if they upgraded to a new vehicle. So tactical promotion. It was only about 120 consumers they sent it to. But of that, they had an engagement rate of 32%, which is great, because those probably wouldn't have made contact with them. The agents wouldn't have. So a 32% engagement rate, which is fantastic. Sold 2 commercials so far off it. It's still ongoing now, 2 commercials, which is good. And another business, they don't use us for inbounds at the minute, but they're in the process of doing that. And they generate quite a lot of inbound calls. They generate probably about 300 inbound calls per day, but they miss a lot. They miss probably 15% of those. So probably between 30 and 45 inbound calls they miss per day. So what they do is they pump it in the following day, just the mobile number, because that's all they've got. They pump it in. We have a set template that's just pump the mobile number in and enter the text, but they have it as a template as well. So it's dead easy. They just save the import, put the numbers in, and then click on a templated text, send it out. And the very, very first day, they got a response back, and somebody came in, booked an appointment for the next day, and brought a car that following day from a missed call opportunity. Would that call have ever been called back? Maybe not. Maybe it would have called in the next day, possibly. But just from that and closing the net, like I said earlier, we're going to see more sales for sure. And on the missed calls as well, we're seeing about a 44% engagement. So the tactical was 32, the missed calls are 44. So yeah, some great results from it going live here only a couple of months back, but yes, some great results so far.
That's fantastic data. Some fantastic insights. I mean, what's one piece of advice that you would give to international customers that are looking to get the most out of Calldrip?
I would just say, obviously when I go and meet clients and whatever, I go through all the data don't lie, the stats don't lie. We've got hundreds of dealers using it, but they've got to use every piece of the tool. Every piece delivers. We know it delivers. We know the stats. We know what they are. And we can tell them exactly what's going on in their business. And more importantly, we can increase sales. For me, you need both call and SMS. We have that in abundance, yeah. Whether it's, Amazon, Uber, whoever, a local business, yeah. Shoppers now want immediate contact, immediate responses, yeah. So SMS, as I said, best practice going out first, and then obviously the call from a human. Speed is everything, without a doubt, and that's been our bread and butter. So the winning formula for me here, from what the results we're seeing, is instant response by text and by human. If it hits a voicemail, then you send an automated text as well. It will increase contact rates. it builds trust as well and keeps the conversation going. Even if they don't respond straight away, it keeps the conversation going because they can respond at any given time. And we've seen that before. They don't always respond on the first day. They do, about 85% do. Some respond after 2 or 3 days, especially over a weekend on a Friday. They couldn't, respond on a Monday. So, with that SMS facility and with the virtual assistant we have as well, where we have a 45-day follow-up as well. So, like I said from the offset, a dealer doesn't want manual intervention. They don't want the team doing anything else. And we have the tools to give them that. So, I just go through the data, tell them exactly what we can give them, use every part of the tool. Obviously, we score and coach every single call. We can tell them what agents are connecting the most. We can tell them what lead source are generating the most leads. We can tell them the cost per lead on the lead source. We can tell them what sales agents are converting the most leads. We can tell them what lead sources are converting at the highest, so they can work out the marketing, where they want to put the money into. We can tell them absolutely everything to streamline their business and make it more profitable for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing we haven't touched on as far as statistics, you mentioned the virtual assistant. When we send broadcasts, you can attach it to that virtual assistant. So it's basically handling responses on behalf of the business. What kind of statistics are you seeing from the virtual assistant?
Okay, so on the first text going out, the actual response is about 20%, so it's not too high. And the reason for that is because as soon as the consumer's filled out the form field, a text automatically goes out. Within 30 seconds later, hopefully the agent's phoning the consumer, so they've not got a chance to reply to the SMS. But we are seeing about a 20% if some dealers take a minute or 2 or 3. So that's about 20%. On the automated voicemails, we're seeing close to 40%. So these are real good because 9 times out of 10, the consumer's at work. They put an inquiry in, they should be working, they're, browsing around, having a little look at a car or whatever it may be. They put an inquiry in, they can't answer the phone, so it gets the voicemail. And then obviously the automated text comes out, it automatically assigns to the virtual assistant, our end, so there's no manual intervention again. So that agent can just carry on picking up the calls, whatever. They don't have to do anything after. The consumer then responds and the VA takes care of it. And we're seeing, Forest, on top of that as well, appointments at anything between 22 and 45%. So it's super cool. We have one car supermarket here with about 700 cars on site, and they are generating anything between 80 and 120 appointments per week just from the virtual assistant. It's incredible.
Wow. Thanks for your insights today, and thanks for jumping on. As always, Keith, it's fantastic to catch up with you, fantastic to get your insights and understand all the data that you're seeing and providing back to the Calldrip customers and to us as internal staff as well. It's always greatly appreciated.
Yeah, as I said, I love it. Yeah, I love being part of the team, I love being part of the family, and I just love my job. So it's easy, mate, really.
Yeah, well, fantastic. We love having you here, Keith, and enjoy some of that sunshine. Go out and enjoy it. We'll talk soon. Thanks a bunch.
All right, cheers, mate. Bye.